My name is Leland Park, and I was director of the library at Davidson College well, I worked there 39 years. I was director for 35 or something like that. Well, the idea of this type of thing was not new nationally, but it was new in North Carolina. And I was at a SolarNet annual meeting in Atlanta, and they were talking about this type of cooperative. And I was talking to Sandy Cooper, who was the state librarian, and I said, we need to do that in North Carolina, and the independents need to be a part of it. And it just clicked with her, and he said, that's it. And from there, she decided to put it together. From there, it sort of took off with the 4 COIs, community of interest. And we went from there. And just because I spoke up first, I got anointed, as it were, to represent the independents. The organization was such that there were 4 COIs plus the state librarian, the public universities, the community colleges, the public libraries, and then the independents. And then each one of us had, of our COIs, had a committee we were responsible for, with a member, a librarian from one of the COIs that participated. Susan Nutter was extremely helpful in staffing the technical part of it. So sales was a big part of it. We had meetings from the North Carolina Independent Colleges and Universities that Dr. Hope Williams is head of. And one of our big jobs there was to sell these people and to give them the ammunition, as it were, the facts, so when they went back, they could support it. And we had a meeting up in Asheville, and made a presentation to all the presidents. Janet Freeman and I did that. I was lucky because our president happened to be president of that group that year, so we could get on the docket. But that, in effect, was the time, frankly, that it clicked, because those people got in the spirit to realize this is a bargain. We're increasing the resources for our libraries and our students and our faculty at very little cost, and in no way could we ever do it on our own. But also it was our obligation as a member of the community to do our part. By the way, we got the name NC Live from Betty Ray McCain, who was Secretary of Cultural Resource. We'd all met in her office to sort of hoorah and say, isn't this great, and we're going from there. And she's the one that threw out the suggestion. We were thinking about having a contest or something like that. But when Ms. McCain suggested it, guess what? We're going to do that. And it's been a good name, of course. She could just, she could sell ice to the Eskimos. She was an amazing and wonderful woman. Appreciated libraries, appreciated NC Live supporters. It was great. You don't want to have the haves and have-nots. And this allowed a commonality of resources in all of these types of libraries. Now that didn't mean that Duke and Wake Forest, even Davidson, wouldn't have more than that, but we'd have no less than that. I think we all learned something about working together and about the strengths and weaknesses of all the folks, and the common ground. We really cared about providing good library service to people. All of us had to be haves, not have-nots. I think that's probably the big thing. Oh, that there is a resource out there for everybody, from the mountains to the shore, whatever it is. And it's a good resource, and it's dynamic, and it's growing, and no matter where you are, even in your home, you can get to resources. And it needs to be supported. This is not something that can be cut back. If you cut back, you're cutting 100 counties back. it's the common bond in many ways for library service, information service around the state. It's a real shining example. NC Live is great. It is. I'm very proud to have been a part of it.